everybody thought it was a lock. Why do you think this fight has seemingly gone further and further away from happening, and now it seems like it might not even happen at all?
Because just like I told you guys, months ago, I called this from the start, guys. I said that journeyman Street Judas Masvidal was going to overprice himself. He thinks that his, broken mediocre fighter BMF belt is worth something. It's not worth anything. It's a Bernie Sanders participation trophy. So he overpriced himself. He thought he was worth Conor McGregor money. He was asking for $5-10 million to fight Marty Fake Newsman, and they didn't want to give him, anywhere even near that. So, let's be honest, Judas isn't going to show up to fight for an average payday against a guy he knows he has no chance to beat. So, Journeyman's all hype. He's not going to beat Marty Fake Newsman. He knows that deep down inside. Dan Lambert knows that deep down inside. So, it's just, he overpriced himself out like I called from the start, and now he's going to be on the sidelines. It's either going to be me rematching Marty Fake Newsman or me fighting Street Judas Masvidal.
Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman both managed by Ali Abdelaziz, and I suppose as these negotiations come together, it would make sense for him to put this fight together. Does that make you sort of nervous that fight might get tied up because of that factor?
Yep, still don't care. Just like all the people. The people do not care about that fight. That fight won't sell 10,000 pay-per-views, let alone 1,000 pay-per-views. So, I could care less if they want to make some fight with some guy that was just getting knocked out by lightweights and nobody knows who they are. So I'm not interested in that fight. The people aren't interested in that fight. There's only two fights to make in the welterweight division. That's me versus Marty Fake Newsman or me versus Street Judas Masvidal. And if it can't be that, then, what about Doofus Dustin Poirier? He was telling all the nerds in the media, oh, next time I see Colby, it's on site. It's on site, motherfucker. Let's go meet in the octagon then. I'll paint your blood on the canvas just like a modern day Picasso.
Teammate or man, or he's not a man, but sport are we in that you can insult a woman, insulted Joanna, insulted Amanda, insulted Dustin. These people are not in your weight class. I get it. You're trying to do the stick that you're some type of heel. But what's that have to do with a woman? A 115-pound woman, 135 woman. Are you going to compete against them? Are you going to sell more pay-per-views because you're talking about Amanda and Joanna? Answer me that. Is that what's going to happen? People are going to be like, oh, he's talking smack about chicks. I'm going to go buy the pay-per-view. And it just sets such a bad example of our team and our sport. So him not being associated with us no more, they've already removed all the pictures of this coward here. He's off the website. It's like he didn't even exist from here. And same thing it'll be in the UFC. His next fight, he's going to get knocked out, and then he'll end up in Mikasuki's in Indian gaming halls fighting for his life,
So before it's all said and done, would you like to fight him, or do you just want to be done with him?
I'm pretty sure he's just done, man. Life is just going to get him out of that. I don't see him winning anymore. Not at a high level. If they give him some new guy that just came in, maybe. But if they have him up there against top competition, he won't handle it. He's a fragile dude, man. And he's not a guy that's mentally strong. I remember he used to cry on my couch all the time. When he broke his hand the first time, he lived in my couch for about 8-9 months. Didn't have a job, couldn't fight, had a broken hand, and he thought about quitting like 2-3 times. So mentally, he's weak. I've been hearing the same thing about the jaw. I'd be surprised if he even comes back to fighting. That stuff that he was going to fight Woodley, he wasn't training here. He wasn't training anywhere. And that's why kind of the media has to really, I don't know, man. The media has to kind of change. You can't just copy and paste everything everybody says. I'm not saying you, but you know who I'm talking about. Anything somebody says something, they put it out there. Just because he says it doesn't mean he's going to do it or nothing like that, We should be questioning these people as journalists. Like, yeah, is that so? You've been training this and that? Because he wasn't training anywhere. Woodley was actually getting ready to fight for Leon. Woodley actually signed the bout agreement. Colby yet again pulled out for a third time. So against Woodley. So I don't get it how he even has anybody believing in him. I don't see him fighting any top fighters anytime soon.
I feel like this fight should have been for the vacant title. I feel like after Cejudo retired, they should have just made this fight easy 1 month later for the vacant title. Why isn't it for the vacant title?
I don't know. I think Sandhagen's resume is better than Petr Yan's. Honestly, he beat Assunção, beat Lineker. Who'd Petr Yan beat? The one common opponent that we had was Jimmy Rivera, and I think I beat him way more definitively than he did, and he's the one getting the push. You know, he beat a guy who just came out of retirement, Uriah Faber. No disrespect to Uriah, but the old Uriah would take that shot and keep coming forward. But this is a different day and age. Father Time is undefeated, you know. So for them to be giving him this kind of a push, it's really, I don't know the lack of better words. I guess a slap in the face, maybe just disrespectful to the entire division and the body of work that we're putting in. But at the end of the day, we can only control what we can do, which is going out there and performing and having a great fight. So I think I go out there and take care of Cory Sandhagen. I should be the next guy in line.
Have you been told that if you win this fight, you will finally get a chance to fight for the belt?
No, but I mean, I just can't see anybody else. Where they're going to have Frankie come down, fight Pedro, and then if Frankie wins, he gets the next shot. Or if Garbrandt beats a Sunsao, he comes back and gets the next shot. What are we talking about? Like I don't know. Anything can happen. It's the UFC. It's Dana White, and you know he does some pretty questionable things sometimes with division. So we'll see what happens. You know, hopefully they do the right thing and get the UFC back to being what made the UFC great. The best guys fighting the best guys while they're in their prime. Not that boxing shit where guys are avoiding each other for years and they're not making the tough fights that are the rightful fights based on the rankings. You know, this is the one that needs to happen. You know, so whoever wins this is going to be myself versus whoever wins that between Petr Yan and Jose Aldo.
What was... Aljo would have gladly taken that fight. Why didn't that happen?
I don't know. That makes most sense in my head too. But I mean, I know, man. It's because I don't bring a lot of name value to the division right now. You know, I mean, Garbrandt and Sunsao are the co-main in on the card on June 6th, and it's and I mean Garbrandt's a huge name. That's why he's a co-main event. So it's like I know why, man, and all of that stuff kind of just takes a little bit of time, and I'm trying to be patient and not get frustrated with it because I know that it takes time. But I mean that's why I just don't have a lot of name value right now.
Yan Aldo as the vacant title fight. What do you think of that decision?
Again, I don't know. I understand that Yan has impressive wins, and that's great. But like, what I mean, like, quality's got to matter too, man. It can't just be impressiveness. Aldo's a legend, but I mean, and the Aldo Moraes fight was really close, so I kind of see the argument a little bit. But again, man, like. I just try not to let it cross my mind. Like I try not to get too frustrated with stuff like that. I understand that. I really believe in my heart that I'm gonna be on the greener side of the grass pretty soon. You know, it just needs to happen. I just need time. I need that one fight that just propels me over the top, and then I'll be on the green side of the grass, and then I'll be the one in the position to be kind of like making a little bit of power moves. But right now, I don't bring a lot of name value. I'm not tilting the meter or whatever it is that Dana said. So, I mean, that's where I am. You know, what am I going to do? Complain about it or just keep fighting well, and people will get on board with it. I know that they will.
Beats by Nevs.
I mean, listen, there's nothing but drama with all these guys. Everybody on the roster is calling out Conor McGregor. You know, it's just, we got to get out of quarantine, man. People are losing their minds. And this will all be laid out soon, and we'll have some fights for these guys. You know, it's a lot of just a lot of drama and a lot of social media BS is what's going on right now. So Conor and I have not talked about fighting. I know that Conor's going back. If you're Conor and you're sitting home, I mean, everybody's calling you out in every weight division. I'm waiting, who's next? I'm waiting for a friggin',
Volkanovski, Henry Cejudo, all those guys, I'm sure.
Cormier. I mean, who's going to call him out next? It's crazy.
Anderson Silva called him out this morning.
Right, and Conor and his personality, he's going to respond to you. Conor and I have not talked about a fight. I think what Conor needs to do, sit back, let a lot of these fights start rolling, and obviously the most important division, the 55-pound division, and see what plays out for him.
Yeah.